What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I figured I'd want to make a video about cutting or losing fat because recently I've been trying to cut, I've been trying to lose fat. My first year of college, I gained 35 pounds of both fat and muscle and probably some water weight too because I was trying to bulk. And then once I got to my heaviest, I was around 207 pounds. Show a picture on screen of me at my heaviest. I really didn't look that good. Like I bulked up, I put on muscle, I put on size, but I was like, yeah, this is way too big. I'm not any better at baseball or any better at lifting than I was earlier. Like I gained strength over time like normal, but that extra fat didn't help me. So I decided to cut, and right now I'm sitting about 190 to 192 on any given day. I cut down 17 pounds from my heaviest, which is good. I'm about 13% body fat right now. I'm trying to get down to 12% and be at that lean 190. I'm gonna put a before and after picture here and here of me over the last 3 to 4 weeks. In week 1, I was about 197. Week 4, I'm 190. So you can see the difference there. You can see how, just the difference in cutting. But I wanted to make a video to talk about my tips, how I cut and how I made it sustainable so I'm able to cut and still enjoy food. So the biggest thing, obviously, with cutting and losing fat is to eat in a calorie deficit. And this pretty much means your maintenance calorie level is how many calories you burn a day. So for athletes or people who perform a lot of workouts, they'll burn more calories a day. So maintenance would be the same calories as you burn, you maintain your body weight. A calorie deficit is you need to eat less calories than you burn, or you burn more calories than you eat. This is basically the simple and most straightforward concept about cutting. You need to eat less calories and burn more calories, and if you do that, your weight will decrease. You'll lose body fat first because body fat's the first thing to go. So, now that you know that's kind of like, it's kind of obvious that's the standard, eat less calories than you burn. It's hard to do because, you either have to cut out delicious foods that you love to eat, or you just have to stop eating and burn calories, or you still eat the delicious foods, but it's not sustainable because you're not eating that much. So I just want to go ahead and give you all the tips that have helped me cut and make it sustainable and delicious, and hopefully it can help you guys. So basically the first tip that I have, the first and most important tip, is to actually track your calories. You can't just guess, you can't just eyeball it, you can't just, say, well, I ate less than yesterday, so it's probably good. Because weight loss happens over a period of time. So eating less on one day is not going to ultimately lead you to weight loss. You need to eat in a calorie deficit every single day for weeks, and then over time, you'll lose weight. Basically how weight gain and weight loss works is 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of body weight or body fat or whatever. So if you eat 3,500 calories in addition to your maintenance, you're gonna gain 1 pound of body weight, which means in order to lose a pound of body weight, you need to eat 3,500 less calories than maintenance. And that's over a week period if you're trying to lose a pound a week. So tracking your calories is the most important thing you can do, because if you're not tracking, you're gonna have no idea what you're at, and you're gonna underestimate how much you're actually eating. There's a bunch of apps that you can do to help with this. MyFitnessPal is free. There's a paid version, but you can get it for free. It helps you track your calories. It's pretty basic. MacroFactor is a good one. I think you have to pay for that one. CalAI is also a good one. That's the one that I use. You have to pay for it. So if you're willing to pay a few bucks a month, it's definitely worth it. If not, MyFitnessPal is free. Links to all these apps will be linked in the description. The next tip that I kind of learned with doing this myself is you have to, it goes hand in hand with another tip, but you have to eat sustainably. You can't be so strict on yourself that you can't last more than a week. Because I've tried diets, or like the whole meat-only diet or whatever, which is good. I want to try it at some point. But you can't be so strict about the way you eat that after 3 to 4 days, a week, you fail and you just quit. So this means, you need to learn how to cook delicious food. You need to know how to find good food that's low in calorie, that's high in protein. If you don't eat sustainably, you are going to fail and you're not going to lose weight. So that's the first big tip. So going along with that idea, the next tip is schedule your cheat meals, because a cheat meal is okay if it's like once a week, cheat days are useless. If you cheat for a whole day, you're basically going to cancel out all the work you've done all week. But for example, what that looked like for me was I spent weeks eating right, and once I hit a body weight goal, I bought myself a pizza and I celebrated with pizza. So I got from 197 down to 190, I hit my goal, and I bought pizza and I ate pizza. So that's what scheduling a cheat meal would look like. You don't need to have multiple cheat meals a week. The best way I've found to do it is hit a goal and reward yourself. That way you work hard for your goal, and when you hit your goal, you have a cheat meal. It's not really gonna put weight on you because you're just gonna it'll go through your system, go through your body, and you'll get your cheat meal and you'll get your goal, and it's kind of a win-win. It's important to do cheat meals kind of like this because people don't realize how much food plays an impact into weight loss. Because they'll say, oh, I'll just work out more, I'll go run more, I'll go do more cardio, and I'll still eat how I want to eat. And the problem with this is if you run a mile, you'll burn roughly 100 calories for a whole mile. So if you pick up a donut and eat one donut, it completely cancels out the whole running you did, which is why when it comes to weight loss, your eating is the most important thing. If you want to lose weight, you have to eat right. You got to work out, but you really have to eat right. The next tip is learn how to make delicious, high-protein foods. On my main Lyft account, every Tuesday night, I do a series called Tasty Treat Tuesday. And this is basically where I show how to make delicious foods so that way you can hit your protein goals, but not eat so many calories. So basically, you get to eat good food, but you also get the nutrients, the protein, and you're not gonna go over on your calories. So check that out, link in description. But that tip is so important, is learn how to cook delicious food that will help you with your goals. Going right along with that, another thing that I found that really helps is high volume, low calorie foods, which goes right along with learning how to make delicious protein foods. And a high volume, low calorie would be like, an example of this would be you have a little bowl of chicken, it's like about that much, it's got a lot of protein, but it doesn't really fill you up. Adding lettuce to that to make a chicken salad will give you a lot more volume because lettuce has like 15 calories in it. So you'll get a whole big bowl of salad with some chicken instead of just a tiny portion of chicken. It'll fill you up, but you won't be intaking that many more calories. So high volume means big portions to fill you up, and low calorie obviously is low calorie. Another huge tip that I personally haven't had a problem with, but I've seen other people around me have a problem with, is drinking liquid calories. Because you'll drink a soda and you'll think, oh, I'm drinking a soda, it's not that big of a deal, it's just one soda. And then you refill it, this and that, you have 4 or 5 sodas, that's hundreds of calories. With weight loss, usually protein shakes and liquid protein shakes like that are not a good idea because it doesn't fill you up and it has a lot of calories in it. So when you're on a cut, when you're trying to lose weight, the things I would stick to is water, coffee, tea, 0 calorie sodas. That way you're not, gaining weight from liquid calories. Stay away from liquid calories because they will destroy your progress. Another tip that's really huge for weight loss is eating as much protein as possible while staying in your calorie limit. When you track your calories, the app will give you your maintenance or your how many you need to eat a day in order to lose weight. So you just follow that, it's really easy. Eating food with as much protein as possible while staying in your calorie limit will help jumpstart your body to burn that fat. Eating more protein will help with your metabolism. When you gain more muscle from protein, you'll burn fat better. So high protein is key for losing weight. And finally, the last and most important step in all of this is consistency is key. If you're not consistent every single day, you're not going to see results. If you stick to your eating 2 out of 7 days a week, you are not going to see results. If you stick to your eating 4 out of 7 days, you might see a little results, but not many. When you stick to your eating and you eat right 7 days a week, when you hit your goals, you have 1 cheat meal, you're gonna see results so fast. I've dropped an average of 7 pounds in 3 weeks. It's so easy to do if you just stick to it, track your calories, and follow the tips in this video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. These are all the tips that I've learned from trying to cut myself, going from my heaviest at 207 down to 190. That's pretty much 17 pounds of fat that I've cut out. I've been skinny, I've been kind of heavy, 207 isn't huge or anything, especially because I'm 5'11", so it's not that big of a deal. but I've been able to cut in my life. I've learned some things, and I hope these tips help. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for the weekly vlog. The weekly vlog is going to be out soon, and we'll see you guys in the next video.